the room. Y'all ready to talk some mess about the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12, episode 5. It only took us, 2.8 episodes to get the real Kenya back. Honey, Kenya is back. Kenya is ready, and Kenya is re-gifting things that, had no ill intent upon them. But we gonna get to Kenya. We gonna get to Kenya. Oops, I lost myself. Where am I? Where I go? Hold on. I be trying to do the most. I really be trying to do the most with my green screen, though. I really be trying to do the most. But, okay, this week's episode is titled The Gift. The re-gift that keeps on giving. And I guess they named it. What is that? They named it after Kenya. What is this? I don't know what that is. Something was playing on my phone, y'all. They named it. They named it after Kenya. This is why we love these live streams, because they ain't never right, y'all. They are never right. So, long story short, let's start at the beginning. Kenya and Portia get together finally. The two new moms get together for a play date with their babies. They take them over to the Jitterbug. And they, twerking and dancing with the babies. All the new moms got the little moms in the cradles and they dancing so the baby can hear their heartbeat while they swaying to the beat. Give their baby some rhythm, before they even learn to walk. So I don't know if y'all noticed who was the late person at the Jitterbug, but apparently Kenya walks in like she owned the place. Kenya was just earning her keep. Kenya is really earning her keep. Kenya walks in like she owns the place, and she basically says, look, I ain't taking off my shoes. I am not taking off my shoes. I prefer to dance in my heels. Clearly, Kenya didn't want to have another one of those Claudia Jordan moments. Y'all remember when they put Claudia Jordan's toes on there? We saw all Claudia's coins and everything, and she cannot ever live that down. Well, apparently, Kenya has been labeled ashy since season 3, was it, when By Ashy came out? And apparently, she ain't trying to show y'all her ashy toes. So she decided to dance with her shoes on later. They go in the back. Oddly enough, Kenya wants to commiserate yet again with another mom. Because remember, last time she was commiserating with Candy. Talking about, Candy, did y'all have sex when y'all was pregnant? What was going on? I don't understand why Mark don't want to touch me. Here she is all over again asking Portia the same questions over. You said season 5. Thank you for the correction. She's asking Portia the same questions that she asked Candy, telling her the same old tired story. Oh, the baby don't sleep in the crib. The baby sleep in the middle of us. First of all, how the baby sleep in the middle, y'all, when you sleeping in Atlanta and Mark is sleeping in New York? Where is the baby? How is the baby sleeping in the middle? The baby is sleeping in Atlanta too, for all we know. But anyway, I digress. So Kenya asking Portia, what's going on? They love her love life is suffering. She's in a sexless marriage. Portia, on the other hand, had told y'all what I've been telling y'all for months. Ain't nothing changed in the Portia Dennis McKinley household. They still bumping skins. Dennis is there every other day, or whatever the case. Look, Dennis is there every day, honestly. I'm just playing along, just for y'all. But Portia is like, their sex life hasn't changed. Like, she doesn't understand. Like, she feels really bad for Kenya. And it's interesting, Portia be coming out of character all the time. Like, we already know Dennis ain't cheating on you, girl. Dennis is right there with the baby. Y'all just doing this for the storyline. But, we gonna keep playing along. What else had happened while they was in the at the play date? Let me think. I guess that's it. Portia was twerking. Kenya tried to shade Portia twerking because, Kenya ain't trying to twerk. I'm not going to go with her fake butt, but we ain't going to go there. Y'all can read that on Straight from the A about Kenya's fake bottom. But, even baby PJ gives Kenya the side eye when she's talking about, Mark. And baby PJ ain't smiling. Baby PJ is really just like, child, girl, bye. Take me home. I want some milk. Put on my next bow. Because Portia loves her a good bow and some baby hairs, honey. Portia and I already said that. So, you said Portia was just on a YouTube show with her ring on. Oddly enough, chats, love of my life. Portia was just on the show with her ring on as well. Y'all missed that? Hold on, let me see if I can find Portia's new confessional. She had that big rock on as she was sitting there with talking about what's her name? What am I talking about, y'all? I'm all over the place. Let's move on to Riley's new apartment, shall we? Riley is living large, honey. Riley is living bigger than my damn background. Riley got a view of, New York City from her 2-bedroom apartment. The rental price, they put the rental price on there. What is it? 5,500 and some change. And it's like, damn, Riley ain't but 16 years old and living better than most 20-somethings. She's barely out of high school. Even Todd said Riley ain't but 16, got a Porsche and her own apartment. So Candy got, Riley apartment to stay in New York as she, does her summer internship with Candy's entertainment attorney. And child, Riley, I'm just like, ooh, I'm just looking, I don't even know what to say. Like, we already, talked about Candy giving Riley a Porsche for her birthday, and I spilled the tea on that, how Todd felt some kind of way, and apparently Candy confirms that in this episode, because she said that Todd doesn't feel like, the children should have such lavish gifts, but I feel like Candy is overcompensating a bit for Riley, because Riley was like, you don't need to be having all these kids, you barely got time for me, because Candy was out there living her dreams as an escape member, doing her solo tours and all of that, and so Riley was at home with Mama Joy. So now it seems Candy wants to be this perfect mother to all her kids and her surrogate kids and everybody. So there's that. Then you got Kayla on there. Remember Kayla got put out last episode because they need to make room for the new baby. So Kayla gonna be living in New York too, but oddly enough, Kayla ain't gonna be in Riley's high-rise apartment. Candy said that she got a family friend who's gonna be there chaperoning Riley. And Riley definitely needs a chaperone, honey. Riley didn't know to tip the doorman. You in New York City, you don't know how to tip. And if any other kid, I would give them a pass. But Riley basically been, traveling around the globe with her mom. She don't know the tip yet, or has she not seen her mama tip? That's where the shade is. Now Candy up here, Todd was like, you need to tip the doorman, and Candy was like, I don't know, Candy keep her money kind of close to the chest. But again, I digress. But Riley was like, I need me a tipping allowance. I'm like, a tipping allowance? You in a $5,000, almost $6,000 apartment, and you need an allowance to tip? What is going on? I don't understand. Also, she didn't, you right, so fresh, so clean. Speaking of clean, she didn't know how to clean. Her stepsister called her out on that because she don't be cleaning her own bathroom, because even Kayla was like, honey, I clean my tub. Candy was like, Riley, you gonna have to clean your own shower, because apparently the maid don't make trips to New York. What else did she do? Oh, she didn't know how to make ice cubes. Riley is one of those millennials. Is it a millennial now, or is she past the millennials? I don't know what the names are, of the stages are. But Riley is one of those kids who are so accustomed to everything being electronic and created for them that she didn't even know that you can make ice cubes with an ice tray. Like, what? She was trying to figure out, where's the ice? How do I make the ice? Girl, you put the water in the thing and you put it in the freezer. What's so hard about that? Riley was acting like, I'm like, oh my God, this is what privilege really looks like. Generation X. Thank you so much, C. Patterson. Generation X. I don't think she's dumb, Pam Fowler. I just think she hasn't been exposed to a lot of things. In fact, she probably hasn't had to. And think about it. When Ace comes up, Ace is going to be even worse, because Ace already spoiled. Ace don't even like the sunshine. Ace was out there on the deck, on Riley's rooftop deck overlooking the city of New York or Manhattan or wherever the hell they were. And Ace was like, it's too hot. Take me inside. As if he could walk his little legs on into the door, or up under the damn umbrella over there, up under the chair. Like, what the hell? But anyway, Another thing that I found interesting was Candy made a point of saying that she would like to give Todd's daughter more money or to spoil her or whatever, but Todd doesn't want her to do that. And I was like, yeah, right. You knew that the people was gonna be dragging you for Riley having this big expensive apartment, and you tried to make it seem like I would do the same for Kayla if it wasn't for Todd telling me not to. I don't know about that, because Todd be telling you not to do it for Riley. You do it anyway, so why don't you do it anyway for his daughter? Isn't his daughter your daughter? Y'all all one big happy family. Yeah. You said Riley is so spoiled, and that isn't generation. If my mother was rich, I wouldn't know how to make ice either. Okay, Beverly, I'm with all y'all. I'm with all y'all. But moving on. How about there was a tea party over at Casa Leaks. Let me get out of Riley's apartment. Riley got a nice apartment with nice little furnishings and stuff. Let me get out of here. Hold on. Riley's apartment. I'm out. I am out, honey. So, is that it? I think that's it right there. That might be it right there. Nope, that's not it. Okay. So, Nene had a little party, a little get together, a little tea party per se at Casa Leaks, and she invites over, Marlo, Yavanna, they have a little sit down and they talk. And you remember Nene and Marlo had fell out and bumped heads when, in New York, when Marlo kept telling her that she needed to apologize to Cynthia. She needed to, make amends. She needed to make things right. She knows she loves Cynthia, all that jazz. Nene just walked out and got in the cab and left. So, they're together now. Clearly, Marlo knew it was no shade intended. That's just Nene for you. Because Nene told her to mind her business, and she's still, loving life. She's still telling her, there's a side to Cynthia that you don't know about. Nene has been saying that for years now, and we gonna see that there's a side to Cynthia. I haven't even got to Cynthia yet, but apparently Nene still feels some kind of way about Cynthia doing those 7 interviews, 7, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to her 1, and they keep playing that one interview of Nene calling Cynthia weak. And that's going to come back, because clearly Marlo agrees, but we're going to speak on that in a second. Yavanna comes over as well, and Yavanna has some tea to spill at the tea party. Yavanna, shout out to Yavanna, that bitch from Clark, tells Nene that she been hanging out with Cynthia. She went and, supported Cynthia's wine bar, wine cellar, wine store, whatever it is. And she said that while she was there, Cynthia made some interesting remarks about the queen to be, her former friend, aka Nene Leakes. What did she say? Apparently she says things like, Nene is toxic. Nene is a bad friend. I'm so glad I cut her off. And, whatever. You said that's the snitch. Is she a snitch? Somebody got to carry the bones. Somebody has to carry the bones. But apparently, Cynthia doesn't mind, but we're going to get to that in a second. There was one thing I just want to go ahead and get into right now. Let's go ahead and get into it right now. It's this way. The real Kenya is back. Kenya, y'all need to introduce the Kenya more back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. The first episode, Kenya said she had changed. She was a changed woman because of motherhood. Episode 5 has proven that Kenya is the same old dirty, nasty, evil-spirited Kenya. Team twirl on that. Kenya has been like, I don't know, she is miserable. She is really like just miserable. How is she gonna take a gift that was intended for her daughter, rewrap it and give it to Portia on the strength of just because she's mad or she felt some kind of way about Eva? What kind of person does that? So originally, Biggie, what is you doing? Originally, Kenya said that she was going to return the gift, but apparently that didn't work, and she decided that she would re-gift it. Candy comes over in preparation for Cynthia's annual Bailey Q, but we're going to get there in a minute. And she, Kenya confides in her that I'm gonna re-gift this. I think it's a good idea, because the energy of this gift, wasn't intended for me. I think the energy would be better to give to Portia. And it's like, why is it that Kenya feels that she has to go so above and beyond to be, nasty to people? Why is that? Why is that? You said, really? A gift making her evil? Y'all so sensitive. No, Team Twirl. You're the sensitive ones, Team Twirl. But again, I digress. So, and said, Kenya is being extra. Kenya goes above and beyond to be extra, extra. And she also, when they were leaving out, when Kenya was like, Brooklyn's such a happy baby. She has such positive energy. And Candy said, apparently that energy didn't come from her mama. I'm like, oh, okay, Candy, we see you throwing the shade. We see you throwing the shade. What else y'all say? Let me see. Eva looked hurt, but I felt bad for her. Okay, let's go ahead and dive right on into the Belly Barbecue then, since we already talking about Eva the Diva. Y'all know Cynthia has her little daily annual barbecue at the Belly. What is it, Lake Bailey or the Bailey Swamp or whatever you want to call it. But she has her annual Bailey Q there. And so this year she decided to have a theme, wear red or get red. Most people, complied to the dress code, except Eva. Well, Eva kind of did. She had some red in her headpiece or whatever. But she just had on red sneakers. And everybody else had on all red. Everybody looked, amazing. Let me see if I have a picture of them. And no, I just have a picture of Portia and Cynthia. But, everybody looked amazing. And so, Cynthia wanted it to be a belly cue as opposed to a baby cue, because she says everybody got a baby. Hell, even Marlo got the nephews, and I forgot to mention Marlo brought the nephews over to Nene's house, but we ain't seen them anymore after they came in. But I digress. But Cynthia just points out that everybody got all these kids. Candy got her kids, Portia got her kids, Eva got her kids, everybody got kids. Kenya got her kids. So Portia, since she's having problems, finding a nanny, she's like, I'm going to have to bring Pilar with me. Portia brings Pilar, Lauren, all Pilar's toys, all Pilar's change of clothes, 4-packs, diapers, everything. She brings everything but some hot dogs from the hot dogs factory, and then gets mad when she sees people eating hot dogs that she didn't bring. So, since Portia's bringing Pilar, Cynthia tells Kenya, to go ahead and bring Brooklyn. I know I told you that it was no kids, but you can bring Brooklyn. And she was like, no, that's okay. I've already worked it out. Okay, bye. Click, and hangs up in Cynthia's face. Now, I don't know if y'all, caught it when they were all sitting outside. Kenya was just arguing with everybody. And Mallory even said that Kenya speaks very, very nastily or, angrily or whatever word she used towards Cynthia. And people were agreeing. And I agree too. Like every time Cynthia and Kenya get into a little spat or whatever, Kenya just really just talks down to her like she is just nothing. And, considering the fact that Cynthia brought her back on the show, she should be kissing Cynthia's feet. But anyway, everybody's there except Nene. We saw Nene, collecting her mail in her pajamas, honey. She was like, honey, this is another paid vacation. I'm staying at home. I did my part for this episode. I am not, going to no belly queue with my enemy. I am not going to do it. Okay. So everybody's there, even Yavanna, even Marlo, everybody that they say are, are Nene's mouthpieces, Yavanna calls Cynthia out and basically says, I heard you talking, negatively about Nene. You have done that in the past or whatever. So, you saying what she said on an interview, but you've said, some derogatory things to me personally. And then Cynthia, gets an attitude like, I know what I said. I said what I said. And and if I didn't want you to go back and tell, I wouldn't have told you. So basically Cynthia wanted it to get back to Nene. You said Yavanna got checked by Cynthia. I don't know if Yavanna got checked or not, because it seemed like after Cynthia tried to check Yavanna, Portia checked Cynthia, because when Cynthia said, I do the checking, I slightly and politely, I do everything, I can speak up for myself. Portia was like, girl, bye. But I'm going a little bit too far into the story because Cynthia was called out on a bunch of things at her own belly bowl. Okay, Marlo called her out for always, being attracted to strong personalities, i.e., Nene, i.e., Kenya, i.e., now Eva. And when in saying that, to me, it was almost like she was agreeing with Nene's assessment that Cynthia is weak. She blows with the wherever the wind blows. We've been saying that for how many seasons now? We say that all the time. Cynthia is a flip flopper. Another thing it was a lot of things going on at that table. I haven't even got to the damn regift yet, but it is what it is. Kenya was being nasty, decided she was gonna give back to Portia. Portia figured it out like, this looks familiar. It came from Eva. No, I'm not gonna take it. Don't be putting my baby in the middle of my shade, even though my baby's a shady baby. Little baby Pilar, don't be smiling, baby Pilar, just be child, whatever, take me home, do my baby hairs. But Portia decides she gonna let Eva and Kenya hash it out. Don't be putting me and my baby in the middle of your drama. So what's odd about this situation too, Cynthia gets caught in the middle and called out because when Kenya brings up the fact that Eva said, it was her energy, her negative energy, producers play it back and we find out it was actually Cynthia that said that. Yeah, you need to protect yourself from that energy or whatever it was that Cynthia had said. So Cynthia is getting outed. I don't know if y'all seeing what I see, but I see it. Another thing, after producers played that, Kenya, just really politely just, kind of changed subjects and said, my real problem with you is this. And she started bringing up, Will Jones and the fact that Cynthia he was a hired boyfriend. And I'm like, Eva brought it up, but it came from StraightFromTheA.com. We already know that. I did a video. That was one of my first YouTube videos when I was sitting there with my little bun, my little curly hair, and my Adidas jacket. Yeah, that was me. But yeah, so Cynthia, is still in her feelings about that, but apparently Kenya was trying to halfway kind of sort of take up for Cynthia. I don't know what the deal was, but she definitely shifted gears like after she found out that it was Cynthia who said the energy was negative and not Eva. So they arguing, Eva throwing shade, saying whatever. And it's just so, like, it was a lot going on at that table. Eva said some, ageist things like she always do. Remember how she used to drag Cynthia for being an old model and Cynthia didn't, would limp down the runway and all that. And now Eva is, calling out Marlo, talking about Marlo doesn't even know how it is to have kids or whatever, to birth kids. She's taking care of her nephews apparently, but apparently, she's trying to shade her womb. And that's another thing, like Eva keeps getting like called out for saying all these negative things to these women. Like first you called them nappy head, now you talk about people can't have babies, now you doing all this like random stuff, and it's like, Eva, stop putting your foot in your mouth, girl. Stop it. Marlo continues to drag Eva, telling her she living above her means, she ain't got no house, all of that. Marlo just won't bite her tongue when it comes to Eva and her living situation. Even though apparently she claims she done bought a house now, today, present day. Back then, Eva was still living in an apartment, chilling out or whatever, still trying to find out what she was gonna do. You said they all nasty to each other. They really are. But, it must be some truth to Eva living above her means, because why else would Bravo make that her tagline? I'm living my dreams, not above my means. I don't feel like that was something that Eva came up with. I feel like Andy, I've heard that Andy comes up with all the taglines anyway. So there is that. So Eva leaves because she can't take the heat. She doesn't like talking about her personal business in the street. Even though, she tried to shame Marlo not having kids. Even though Marlo was like, I don't want to have, 2 baby daddies and 3 kids or whatever the case. She'd be shading the baby daddy situation. But, Eva would be a lot more interesting, like I said before, if her baby daddy, Kevin McCall, was on there. Because Kevin McCall is just crazy as a Betsy book. And, it would make for such good TV. You said, doesn't Bravo pick their taglines? Yes, Isaiah. Yes. So, I just feel like there's some truth to, Eva, having some type of financial difficulties, because it seems like every single time that comes up, she jets. She don't want to be on camera. She don't want to have to like explain herself. She was out of there. And she kind of pulled a Kim Zolciak, because remember how Kim Zolciak used to do every single time they called her out about her nasty attitude or whatever. She was always pregnant. She always blamed her pregnancy, and she always said, "I'm going home." But there's that. I don't know if Eva gonna be around much longer. Now, later, in the episode, the ladies, Cynthia decided to make it a little bit more lighthearted by, playing, a little game, giving everybody little awards. They had a twerk fest. Of course, Cynthia got froggy with it and tried to do her little froggy hop. But, she was no match for Shamia. Shamia can twerk her ass off. She used to be a cheerleader for the Atlanta Hawks. And so Shamia was twerking. And so she won the twerk award. There was also some other awards issued. What were they? Let me see. Hold on. Marlo snagged the shadiest award, even though Kenya tried to take it from her. Kenya was like, I'm shadier than you. Kenya don't want Marlo to have nothing, honey. Not even a peach. But, Kenya walked away with the best read, and she only got that by default because Eva wasn't there, because everybody else voted that Eva, reading was a little bit better than Kenya's. Kenya's more nasty than shady, in my humble opinion. Thirsty Bride Cynthia had the nerve to issue the thirstiest award to Yavana, and I'm like, how? You've been calling yourself thirsty all season long, but I guess Yavana had to win something. They gave it to Yavana based on her Instagram. But if that's the case, all y'all thirsty, because all y'all be doing thirsty stuff on Instagram, selling flat tummy tea and doing stuff. So, it is what it is. And Portia, let me see, who else? Oh, there was another award called the Insecure Award. And, everybody kind of just chimed in. I don't think anybody, well, Kenya may have won the award, but in essence, everybody was like, we all have some insecurities. Marlo said her insecurity is her big feet. She must wear like a size 11 or 12, like a 44 in Louboutins or something. I don't know. And her edges. Marlo don't have no edges. She admitted it. There's that. Then Shamia says she feels some kind of way about her C-section scar. Shamia just had her first child too, and her daughter, her adorable daughter, and Portia's daughter are almost the same age. I think Shamia's daughter is a little bit older. And Candy said she didn't like the dark circles around her eyes. Girl, just concealer. I mean, Candy, girl, I know you got something better, but anyway. But Kenya won it by a landslide, because Kenya brought the whole mood down by saying, she hasn't found unconditional love. And it was interesting to everybody, at least on Twitter, because it's like, girl, you just had a baby. Isn't that the most unconditional love you can have, is the love of a child? You just totally ignored your child to say you have never found unconditional love. And when she said it, your first thought might be, okay, her mom didn't love her, gave away, clearly, I guess she didn't have a good relationship with her dad, because she keep picking all these crazy ass men. Her aunt, where's Aunt Laura? We ain't seen her in a while. Where's your cousin? Where are your family members? So apparently Kenya doesn't have anyone, and she's focusing all this attention on Mark. And even Portia says, it's a shame that Kenya hasn't found unconditional love with her husband. But I'm like, did she even marry him? Like, I don't even think they ever had sex, because if the sperm donor went to the dang fertility center in Barbados. Anyway, don't even get me started. But yes, Kenya needs therapy, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Marlo, comes back with her love and light and tries to tell everybody you is kind, you is sweet, you is important, and all of those things. And so, so next week we'll have it all over again. So that is my Real Housewives of Atlanta review. I hope I, got everything. I don't know. I'm going to, of course, I want to hear from you.